Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope all of you are doing very well. In previous geography lesson, which was that lesson? Do you remember? Name of the lesson? The Earth in the solar system. In this lesson, we learned about our solar system, right? So today, you definitely will think about our Earth because the textbook is related the same, no? But the many questions arises in our mind. What are those questions? Absolutely, after learning about the solar system, you will get the idea about the earth, how it rotates, and the revolution. And the next question arises in our mind that is related our time, the regions. Wherever we are living, we do have a different time. Why do we have this different time? All these questions we are going to satisfy in this lesson number 2, and that is globe, latitudes and longitudes. Okay, we do have all these questions in our mind, but as we know and everyone knows, the globe that we are using as a model of the earth, as you can see it on the screen also, right? If you do have the textbook, you can see it in your textbook also. You can see the picture of this globe, and in our classroom also you may have observed this globe, right? That is a very nice or the attractive model of our earth, right? You can see it in a different sizes and the shape also, different types with the colors also. Mostly we have seen it in a light blue color, dark navy blue color, light green color, right? No? See here, I have shown you another one. Understood? So, as I told you in previous chapter, the shape of the earth, and the word I used to tell that shape of the earth is, do you remember the word I used? If you have remembered, just put it, type that word. Okay, written? Okay, now let me tell you what word was seen. That was geoid. Geoid. Geoid, it means both pole sides earth is flattened and it bulges in the middle. That kind of shape means geoid, right? So this globe is a true model of this earth. So globes may be of different sizes and the type, but if it is in a big type or the big ones, you cannot carry it easily from one place to another. If it is in a small size or like a very pocket globe size or like a balloon size, okay, and that can be flattened or inflated and are handy, carried with easily. Okay, so it can rotate also. If you have seen this globe in a picture, you can find here the white color to the north pole side and the south pole side. North means to the top of the globe and south means to the bottom of the globe. Okay, you can see this small hook like, and that the half circle axis. Okay, so this small hook, you can see to the top and the bottom of this globe, that is the axis of this earth. Or you can say the needle, and that needle is fixed through the globe in a tilted manner. Tilted in the sense that is inclined towards any direction, that is tilted. Understood the tilted manner? That is inclined towards some another one. So that is called axis. The needle that is fixed through the globe in a tilted manner, that is called axis. 2 points that you can see it, that goes through the globe and the needle passes. Those are, as I told you, top of the globe, that is a north pole, and the bottom of the globe, that is a south pole. Okay, and this globe can move around its needle from west to east, just as the earth moves. Suppose the way you are taking a round around yourself while saying the song of rain, right? So like that, this earth is also rotating itself. Okay, but from which direction? West to east. Why they told here west to east? Because that is the direction of earth that the rotates. Okay, and all these are the imaginary lines. Which are the imaginary lines? This axis is an imaginary line that we consider for ourselves to know that it moves around itself. Okay, another imaginary line running on the globe, and that divides the globe into two equal parts, two equal halves. Okay, so another imaginary line that running on the globe divides the globe into two equal parts, and the line is known as equator. Okay, if you have seen in this picture, a blue color line passes through between these two yellow lines, right? And here again you can see the N letter on top of this globe or the earth, right? That is in capital letter, dot lines, that is axis, a needle. Then again to the bottom side, dot, S is the capital letter, S for south, and N capital letter, N for north. Okay, so, and in between this light blue color line, between this two orange or the yellow color line, there is a light blue color line, right? So that is an equator, and this blue color line divides this globe into two equal parts, not less, not the extra one, equal parts. That's why I'm just insisting on the same word. Okay, the southern half is known as the southern hemisphere, and the northern half of the sphere known as the northern hemisphere. And both these spheres are equal halves. So this equator is an imaginary circle line. This blue color line is, whether it separates it into two equal parts, but this line is an imaginary line. And it is very important point to locate the places on the earth for us. That's why we consider this line, okay, at the 0 degree. So all these parallel circles from the equator up to the pole, all these parallel circles are called parallels of latitude. These are all horizontal lines, right? This you can see the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. These are the parallel lines to the equator. This blue color line is the equator line. This Tropic of Cancer line, Tropic of Capricorn line, these are the parallel lines, parallel horizontal lines, parallel of this latitude. Okay, understood? I repeated the same sentences, same words to make you to understand it. Okay, so all these parallel lines or the circles from the equator, these parallel circles from this equator to the southern hemisphere pole side or to the northern hemisphere pole side, these are measured in degrees. Okay, your right hand side lines of this Tropic of Cancer, they are mentioned here 23.5 degree north, and the Tropic of Capricorn, they are mentioned here 23.5 degree south. Right? Why south and why north? Because above the equator, another latitude contribute as a northern hemisphere. That's why we put there the 23.5 degree north. Downwards the equator to the whole southern hemisphere, all latitudinal lines, we say it 23.5 degree south, or the another degrees that we are going to measure, okay, to the northern hemisphere and to the southern hemisphere. Okay, but we need to put there north or the south. When the north will come? Above the equatorial. When the south would be there? Downwards the equatorial. Understood? Okay. Here you can see the another picture. Okay. The equator represents the 0 degree latitude. Since the distance from the equator to either of the poles is 1/4 of a circle round the earth, it will measure 1/4 of 360 degrees, that is 90 degree, and the 90 degrees north latitude marks the north pole and 90 degree south latitude marks the south pole. Okay, again see here, downwards you can read here south pole 90 degree south, top of the globe north pole 90 degree N capital. Okay, you can say it as a prime meridian as well. Okay, 90 degree north, okay, 0 degree vertical line that separates the globe into two halves, eastern and the western hemisphere. And if the equator separates the globe into two halves, that is to the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Okay, all parallels north of the equator are called northern latitude or the north latitude, and all parallels south of the equator are called south latitude. Okay, suppose I give you the another example related north and south only. In Maharashtra, any district you can consider, and that is at the same latitudinal degree. Okay, and to the South America, any another state or the city is also situated on the same latitude. But the thing what you need to consider about the direction, whether the both places are on the same latitude, the thing that you need to consider is about the direction, that is to the particular degree south or the north. Latitudinal degree that we have measured, that is the same, but the thing is, if you mention there n capital, that mentions the north side 20-degree latitude or the south side 20-degree latitude, that matters. Understood why it is important? Okay, now we'll think about another one. As we have seen the tropics in previous grade also, right? Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle, Arctic Circle. Everyone knows that both these pole side circles are always frozen, frigid area, right? So, what do you think? Why this area is like that kind of the temperature that we found whole year? Do you have any idea? You can refer the previous lesson also. The rotation of the earth, right? And the way the sun rays falls on the earth, right? And you can see the position of the earth on its axis, how it tilted towards the sun, right? When it tilted towards the sun, that time the northern hemisphere comes in front of the sun and the south pole side gets behind or the far away from the sun. That is also the reason. Okay, and another you can say revolution around the sun. When the earth is rotating itself, it is completing the round around the sun also. That is called the revolution. Okay, if the earth is moving around itself, that is a rotation of the earth. That's why we are getting the day and the night. Now the thing is about the temperature, right? If you have seen the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn in a picture, you can see in between these two tropics, this area of the earth gets the direct sun rays. The direct sun rays falls on this part of this equatorial region, and this region is called the Torrid Zone. Okay, and at the same time the sun rays falls on the other side in a slanting way above the Tropic of Cancer and down the Tropic of Capricorn. The sun rays getting in a slanting way all these regions, and to because of this both pole sides it gets two slanting rays. Okay, so besides the equator 0 degree, the north pole 90-degree north and the south pole 90-degree south, there are four important parallel latitudes, as I have shown it in a previous picture also, right? Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. And all this latitude measured in degrees. Okay, Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north above the equator. And the same degree, 23.5 degree Tropic of Capricorn. But I need to put there south. Okay. Same degree, 66.5 degree Arctic Circle, but I need to mention there north side, North Pole. And Antarctic Circle, same degree, 66.5 degree, but that is to the south side, south of the equator. Okay, so these are the positions of this latitude, the distances. As I told you, from the equator to the north hemisphere or to the south hemisphere, both these latitudinal sizes decreasing towards the pole side. Okay. Now we'll think about the heat zones. What is that heat zone? Have you heard about the word heat zone? Heat means what? The temperature that we are getting from the sun. Right, no? Let me tell you before that this difference again. Latitude, your left side globe, and your right side longitude. Okay. So this latitude, you may have seen the 0 degree equator, dark black color line, and the longitude prime meridian, dark vertical line, and the other red lines they have shown it from pole side, north pole side to the down pole side. They need to tell you that these vertical red lines parallel to this prime meridian started from this at the equal distances, but it decreases their sizes towards the pole. Okay. And the equator, these are the parallel lines. It never comes together. That's why these are the parallel lines. Latitudinal, horizontal line in a simple way. And the longitudinal, that is a red lines, vertical lines. All these are longitude. 180 degree, 0 prime meridian. Okay. And this 0 degree prime meridian, 180 degree you can say, divides the earth into two halves, that is your right side blue color vertical lines, these are the eastern hemisphere, and your left side red color vertical lines contribute as a western longitudinal lines. So this prime meridian separates the earth into two halves, eastern and the western. Okay, and your left side latitude, this equator horizontal line 0 degree divides the globe into two equal parts in two directions, that is to the north and the south. Okay, understood till here? Now let me tell you the zones. See these zones, you can see in a red color they have marked here: frigid zone, temperate zone, torrid zone. Right? Now how they have separated these heat zones into this latitudinal distances? Okay, so midday sun is exactly, it means afternoon. The sun you can find it over the head. Once a year on all latitude, Okay, in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. You can see it in a light green color. Okay, so in between this line only, in between this part only, it receives the maximum heat of the sun. Is called Torrid Zone. Okay, now the next color you can see to the both northern and the southern hemisphere in a yellow color. Okay, the sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Capricorn. Now, beyond the Tropic of Cancer, it means above the Tropic of Cancer and down the Tropic of Capricorn, that shows the portion in yellow color. Okay, the angle of the sun rays goes the decreasing towards the pole size, that what I told you, in a slanting way the sun rays falls on these regions. That's why they mentioned here the angle of the sun rays goes on decreasing towards the poles. So these areas bounded by the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. So this temperate zone you can find it between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle, in between, to the north side, and to the south side Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle, in between you can find this temperate zone. Okay, temperate in the sense a moderate temperature, cold also, and the sunny days also you can find. That's why it is a temperate zone in between these two, Arctic Circle, Tropic of Capricorn to the south, and Tropic of Cancer to tell Arctic Circle north side. Now we'll think about the frigid zone. Frigid itself tells the frozen area, right? No? So the Arctic Circle north pole side you can find always, and the Antarctic Circle to the south pole side you can find. Okay, and these two pole side are very very cold. This is because the sun does not rise much above the horizon. Its rays are always slanting and provide very very less heat. That's why this pole side area is always frozen by the ice. Okay, and we call this zone frigid zone. Okay, now the question rises about the longitudes that we have seen in this picture, right? No, to fix the position of a place, it is necessary to know something about the latitude and the longitude. But if you want to know about the latitude, what you should do know? Degrees, the latitudinal distances, where it is actually placed. And whenever we are getting this question where the actual place is, then again you need to know about the north and the south as well. And while putting it into degrees, we must mention there N capital to show as a north, S capital to show as a south. Okay, understood till here? Suppose there is an island in a Indian Ocean, and the another island you can find it in a Pacific Ocean, right? Both are at the particular degree, suppose 30 degree, 20 degree, okay, or 15 degree, both. But both the islands are not at the same place, no, both are at the different places. Then how could you mention it at the actual place? That's why you need to put there at that particular degrees with their directions N and the S. Okay. Now we'll think about the longitudinal distances. Now I want to mention these places very precisely, the exactly wherever it is. How far it is from the east or the west side, okay, and from a given line of reference running from the north pole to the south pole. So these lines of references are called the meridians of longitude, and the distances between them are measured in degrees of longitude. Like the latitudinal lines that we have measured in degrees, so these longitudinal lines are also measured the distances in degrees of longitude, and every degree of this longitude of this meridian is divided into minutes, and these minutes into seconds, right? So the semicircles and the distance between them decreases steadily polewards. The way this longitude decreases towards the pole side, whether it decreases to the north side or the south pole side, steadily, okay, it is in a decreasing manner. It becomes zero at the pole side, where all these meridians meet, to this both pole sides. Unlike parallels of latitude, okay, all meridians are of equal length, but they meet at the pole side. Okay, so it was difficult to number the meridians. That's why all countries decided that the count should begin from the meridian which passed through Greenwich. Now, what is it? The Greenwich? This Greenwich is the name of the city in British or England. Greenwich, where the British Royal Observatory is located, and this meridian is called the prime meridian. Okay, and this prime meridian value is 0 degree longitude, and from this prime meridian we count 180 degree east as well as 180 degree west, and this prime meridian and 180 degree meridian divide the earth into two equal halves. As I told you previously also, if this prime meridian divides into two equal halves this earth, that is to the east side and the west side. And for mentioning this two directions, we are putting the capital letter east for E, capital E, and for the west we are putting capital letter W. Interesting to note that 180 degree east and the 180 degree west meridians are on the same line. Here you can see it in the picture. Whatever I am telling you, I hope that you are observing. Okay. So all these red color lines, all these blue color lines of this vertical lines I am telling. Okay, all these are meridians. You can see it that decreases to the pole side. Okay, and both in the sense all these longitudes are having in a same distance in between them, whether it comes close to the pole sides. Okay, have you observed? Okay, now you got the idea how it separates east side and the west side. Because of the prime meridian 180 degree, both east and the west starts from the same meridian. Okay, vertical line. Now we will think about the grid. 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 Grid in the sense, now the latitude and the longitudinal line where it crosses each other, that is a grid. Okay, you can locate any point on the globe very easily if you know its latitude and the longitude. Okay, suppose I give you the example that you can find the place in India, that is in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, that is to the 26th degree north. Okay, and if I say the place, same place, north in the sense that is about the latitudinal distance. Now I need to tell you to contribute the actual place, to contribute the grid, that I will locate the place. I need to tell you the longitudinal distance also by putting their east or the west side. Okay, in a degree again, then I will get the actual or the precise location of that particular place. You can get the example of nowadays GPS system. Okay, and whenever you are traveling or you are having a journey in a plane, in aeroplane, there also they are mentioning their latitudinal and the longitudinal distance where the actual place is, where the actual plane is, right? There you cannot find any roadways, no, in the air, right? So that's why this satellite information that we are getting because of this latitudinal and the longitudinal distance, it matters. You must understand this. Okay, so there is no excuse. So here you can see again the torrid, temperate and the frigid zone. Midday sun is exactly overhead at least once a year on all latitudes. And what are those latitudes? Between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Temperate zone, the angle of the sun's rays goes on decreasing towards the poles, areas bounded by the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle, and the northern hemisphere, Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle, and the southern hemisphere, Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle. Frigid zone, you can say areas between Arctic Circle and the North Pole side, to the northern hemisphere. And the areas between Antarctic Circle and the South Pole side in southern hemisphere are very cold. Rays are slanting and provide very less heat. Okay. Here again I have shown you the latitude in red color. I have shown in a first picture, and longitude in a green color word I have shown you, that is a vertical line, right? And in middle blue color line, what you can say, blue color picture, these are the vertical lines. It shows the prime meridian or the longitudinal distances. Every longitudinal distance has a 15-degree distance. These all longitudes, these all meridians are having the same distance, whether it decreases towards the pole side, whether it decreases to the North Pole side or the South Pole side, but the distance between these longitudes are the same. Okay, now you can see here the longitude, it separates the western hemisphere and the eastern hemisphere. Okay, I hope all of you may understood about the latitudinal and the longitudinal distances and how it separates the globe into two equal halves. Latitude separates the earth into two equal halves, like northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Longitudinal lines or the prime meridian separates the earth into two halves. What are those? Eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Here again I have shown you. So the best means of measuring time is by the movement of the earth, the moon and the planets. Right? Earth rotates from west to east, and the east of the Greenwich places will be ahead of Greenwich time, and the west will be behind it. The rate of difference, earth rotates 360 degree in 24 hours, means 15 degree an hour, or 1 degree in 4 minutes. Okay, let me show you the same diagram again. Here in middle, in this blue diagram, you can see these all vertical lines, meridians. All these are in 15 degree differences they have shown, and every 15 degree difference, now I am telling about the time, the way how we are calculating. So every meridian has the same distance, okay, from one meridian to another meridian, that is a 15 degree. Okay, and that is multiply by 4. What is it for? 4, it's a minute. So this distance, whenever you need to pass from 0 degree prime meridian to 15 degree, I need to mention here east or the west. Okay, if I say 0 degree prime meridian to 15 degree east side, okay, I need to mention there capital E. Okay, so that will be the ahead time of 1 hour. 15 degree multiply 4 minute is equal to 60 minutes, and 60 minute means 1 hour ahead time of Greenwich. If I said 15 degree west, it means from 0 degree to 15 degree west side, multiply 4 is equal to 60 minute, that will be the 1 hour behind time. Okay, Why it happens? Because eastern countries or eastern side of the earth comes in front of the sun while rotating. That's why these eastern countries get the ahead time. Okay, and the western countries get the behind time. So whenever you are going to mention any name of the place with their longitudinal degrees, you need to mention, you must mention east or the west. According to that, you will get the ahead time and the behind time. Understood how we need to calculate 15 degree each distance of this particular meridian multiply by 4 minute is equal to 60 minute. So according to that, we do have a difference between the England time and the Indian time. That's why this prime meridian is located at the Greenwich city, that is in England, placed because there is a 0 degree prime meridian. Okay. Then how do we know about our Indian time? Do you have this question in your mind? In India, the longitude of 82.5 degrees east, because we are contributed our eastern countries, Asian, okay, most of the time you can say, that is to the east side of 180 degree prime meridian. Okay, so this local time at this meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country, and it is known as the Indian Standard Time. So here we can see the Indian longitudinal time or the degrees. In the textbook also they have mentioned here 68 degree east side, 82.5 degree east side, and 97 degree east side. So in India we consider 82.5 degree east side, okay, for our Indian Standard Time. The local time at this meridian, which meridian? 82.5 degree east meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country. It is known as the Indian Standard Time, IST. Okay, understood till here? Now let me tell you another example. Okay, last example. Fine. So there is a one person and who lives in a town area, and he told his friend that they will not be able to sleep tonight. A day and night cricket match between India and England had started at 2 p.m. in London. Okay, and this means that the match would begin at 7:30 p.m. in India. 2 p.m. in London, that is a behind time. Okay, and 7:30 p.m. our India has a ahead time, that is a difference of 5 hours 30 minutes. Okay, because India located east of Greenwich, and that east of Greenwich, what is the location, a longitudinal location? 82.5 degree east, and that is 5 hours 30 minutes ahead of GMT. So it will be 7:30 p.m. evening in India, night time. And when it is 2 p.m. noon in London. So some countries have a great longitudinal extent, and so they have adopted more than one standard time. Suppose the expansion of this particular region, like Russia. Okay, so there are as many as 11 standard times. So the earth has been divided into 24 time zones of 1 hour each, and in this 24 time zones, 24 hours you can calculate, right? No, so each zone covers 15 degree of longitude, as per we have seen the diagram of this longitudinal distances or the meridian distances. Every meridian has a 15 degree distance. So according to that, we do in the sense the earth is having a 24 time zones. Okay, so each zone covers 15 degree of longitude. Understood everyone how we are placing the particular region or the city, okay, wherever we are actually, and the perfect or the correct time that we need to mention. So I hope that all of you definitely will mention how was the lesson and what kind of information you got and how much is it important in our daily life as well. Okay, so you will mention it in your book also. Okay, so you will try to find out all these answers by your own. Okay, and will complete the CW. Till that time, I definitely will attach the PDF to give you the revision questions. Thank you. Take care.